Hello guys, welcome to Attack Chess. Today I'll be showing you the opening of Queen's Gambit Accepted. As you know, there is a Netflix series called Queen's Gambit I recommend you to watch. And today I'll be showing you the Queen's Gambit Accepted opening. So let's get on with it. White plays d4. So it's a queen's pawn and we push to d4. And black responds with the same with his own queen pawn with d5. And the second move is the move that defines and the position defines Queen's Gambit. So white plays c4. As you can see, it's the Queen's Gambit position, and it defines this is the Queen's Gambit. So there's two type of moves of Queen's Gambit that black could respond. Firstly, he might not want to take the c4 pawn and plays e6. So this is the Queen's Gambit declined. But the thing we're doing today is the Queen's Gambit accepted. So let's say black accepts the c4 pawn. So this is the Queen's Gambit accepted position. So the thing white does next is he plays knight f3, developing his knight. Black does the same thing, and here white plays e3. The reasoning why he plays e3 is to attack on the c4 pawn. Sorry, here. So the bishop is trying to take the c4 pawn. Um, there is always options that black could do. If you want to not to give the c4 pawn, you can play b5. But usually players don't want to play this because, it's not easy to protect the c4 pawn, and in the end, you have to give the c4 pawn as black. So because white could play a4, no matter what you do, you play c6, like you take, you take, you play knight to attack here, like you play b4, and there's not a lot of options to go, and it's not very good. I'm not saying b4 because it's not very good because it says queen a4 here. So um, as the game goes, you will probably lose a c4 pawn. C4 pawn, obviously. That's not the move that black does, and I don't suggest b5. Black plays e6, trying to open his bishop at f8. Maybe he will be planning to play bishop b4 check. That's also a possibility. But it's not really a problem for white because it takes the pawn in c4. And black here does c5. And the reasoning why he does c5 is, let's say, if white takes, the queen will take on d1, and it will force white to take with his king, uh, not allowing to king to castle anymore. So white will definitely not want to take. Yet unless here. So white castles here because he's able to castle and he wants to castle as quick as possible to protect his king. So black plays a6, aiming to do b5 attack on the bishop c4. So white plays queen e2, but still black plays b5, attacking on the c4 bishop. So what white does, obviously he doesn't want to lose his bishop, he plays bishop b3. And black does bishop b7, developing his uh, bishop and doing a fianchetto. And white is playing, sorry, oops, rook d1. The reasoning why he plays rook d1 is to protect the c4 pawn because the bishop on b7 is trying to take on the knight f3 and trying to gain a pawn. So the thing was the plan. Let's say white played h3, which is not the best move. It's not the worst move, but it's not the move you will not really prefer. Black plays bishop f3, queen takes f3, and oh, okay, sorry, it's nothing wrong, but okay, my bad. I thought black will win a pawn, but now that doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong. Um, Rook d1. So what black does is develop his other knight on the b knight to d7. So it's knight b d7. I think the aim is just to protect the c5 pawn at all costs. And white plays knight c3, aiming to push e4 and then push d5 if he can. And black does queen b8. So strange, but I think the reasoning he's doing is to able to push e5 himself. And white plays d5 here. So trying to exchange pawns, open the position for white a bit more. So what does black does on d5? He takes with the knight, and the white takes with the knight also to d5. So there's some exchange going on, and black responds with bishop takes d5, and white also takes the bishop. So bishop's also exchanged, and black also takes the bishop. So e takes d5, and rook takes d5. So we can see there's pieces exchanged all over the place on the center. And what does black does is bishop e7. So in next moves he will probably try to castle, but before castling I think he has to play knight f6 to attack on the rook d5. So let's say what could white play here? I will say, let's say he's trying to trick the opponent and play queen d3. But let's say if he plays knight f6, um, he has to white has to not allow black to take his rook, so he plays rook e5. And so black still not able to castle because let's say he castles, white could take the bishop on e7. So the thing probably black would do is play queen c7, I think, or queen b7. Doesn't matter. Both move works to protect e7, then able to castle. So the game will still be going on. It's an equal position, or maybe even better to black. But I think that's the moves I played because I didn't play the best move to play um, rook. Queen e3. I think there could be a better move. Yeah, e4. As I said, I'm not a computer. Can't know what's the best move, but the computer suggests e4 is the better position. Better move. But it's equal position for both sides. Um, it depends on who plays better from this position. So yeah, this was Queen's Gambit accepted. I hope you enjoyed. And if there's any other openings you want me to do, please comment, please like and subscribe. See you in another video.